This is the oral report on clean water and sanitation in the Volta region of Ghana by Bené Larson, Heidi Riffenberg, Lauren Drake, and Vanessa Art.
Hello, my name is Bené Larson, and I am going to give the introduction for our International Health Group project. For our project, we have chosen to focus on clean water and sanitation in the Volta region of Ghana, Africa. This is an area that is remote and poor, and where less than half the population has access to clean water, and even fewer families have access to sanitation. This lack of access leads to waterborne disease, time wasted searching for clean water, and limited education. It is the women who struggle most from this lack of adequate sanitation and are often the unspoken part of the water and sanitation crisis. This sanitation crisis for women can be summed up in one word: dignity. Once girls go through puberty, it becomes culturally unacceptable for them to be out in public during their menstrual cycle. For this reason, teen girls on average miss 5 or more school days each month, which can add up to more than 60 days a school year. For this reason, we want our project to be at a local school in the Volta region. The purpose of the well being at the school, and also having there be a latrine and bathroom for the girls to use while at school, would be to help encourage female school attendance. For many of the poor families, an education is a road to a happier future, and the school is a symbol of that hope and expectation. But in the absence of such basic amenities such as safe water for drinking, soap for washing hands, and clean toilets, the school can become a place of embarrassment, shame, and disgust, especially for adolescent girls. One of the purposes of our project would be to eliminate this shame and embarrassment that the girls in Ghana face when they go to school. For this reason, we plan to incorporate the school into our plan, providing education on sanitation, personal hygiene, proper disposal of waste, proper water storage methods, and how to care and maintain the wells and the latrines and toilets. In the past, foreign aid workers have come in and provided wells throughout Africa, but then they leave and there's no one left in charge of the well, and it falls into disrepair. We hope that by working within the community of the school, we will be able to overcome these past mistakes. Another very important part of our plan would be the drilling of the well. We've chosen to work with the Village Drill. The Village Drill is a human-powered borehole drill created by WhoLives.org and a team of Brigham Young University engineers. The drill is designed to drill a 6 to 8 inch borehole up to 250 feet deep, allowing access to clean water that exists underground pretty much everywhere, even in Africa. The financing of our plan would be done within the community through a microfinance loan, such as the Perpetual Well Fund. The loan would be able to be paid back by the school, as they will be able to charge the residents of the village for using their water and the use of their toilets. This would allow the school to work as a business and help empower all those who are involved within the school, giving them real opportunity to see firsthand how to run a business. Our hope is that through the use of education, we can overcome many of the cultural misconceptions associated with female hygiene for not just the female students, but also the male students, so that there can be created a healthier school environment for all the students, and thus creating a healthier future for the Volta region of Ghana. Thank you.
The area that I'm going to cover is the need for clean water and sanitation. With the lack of safe, clean water supplies in rural areas, and with only 13% of the people in Ghana having access to improved sanitation, and only 7% of these people with access to just a toilet, there is a large percentage of people, especially children, that suffer from diseases leading to deaths. Studies have shown that diarrhea due to water-related issues is the third leading cause of death. There are 37% of households that do not have the access to any sort of cleaning agents, and 93% do not treat their water with anything. With improving the village's access to clean water supply and more sanitary means such as latrines, these diseases and deaths can be prevented. There is also an economic benefit in creating a clean water supply and better sanitation by the saving them money that will be spent on medications and doctor's visits due to being ill. People will be able to work more days if they are not ill. The effects of not having a clean water supply and suitable sanitation means go beyond disease and death. It also includes the time-consuming task of gathering the water. Women and children are most affected by this task. They have to walk many miles to obtain water for the most basic needs of the family. This keeps the women from other tasks such as finding employment to help the family financially, and children are kept from attending school. In the Volta region, 28.3% of females have never attended school, and if they do, they only average 3.6 years total. The literacy rate in Ghana is only 58% and could improve if children had the time to attend class. With having a clean water source located right at the school, like our project has suggested, this can lead to even better attendance rates. Most areas are in a sanitation crisis since there are not proper latrines or areas for women and girls to relieve themselves. Some cultures of this region do not allow the women and girls to go to the bathroom during the day, and they have to wait until nighttime. This increases their chance for violence such as rape and sexual assault. Due to this belief and lack of privacy, most girls, once they hit puberty, drop out of school, adding to the lack of education within the area. By making improvements in both of these areas, we will be helping kids to get to school, to increase their knowledge, and to be able to find better employment in the future. The people of all ages will have improved health. Women and girls will not have to wait to go to the bathroom. Diseases will be decreased, physical injuries will be limited, and women and girls will be safer by not having to go to dangerous areas.
While planning our implementation of wells in the lower Lake Volta region in Ghana, we discussed 4 different barriers that we might run into with this process. The first one is government of that region in Africa. The officials are starting to withdraw their help because lots of nonprofit organizations have gone into Africa to install wells and they are not being maintained by the locals in that area or the organizations who put those wells there. So essentially, the government thinks that they're losing money by funding and supporting nonprofit organizations. Another issue that has arisen with the government is that they are not necessarily concerned with the poverty-stricken population. The president of Ghana, President Mahama, has been trying to make changes with living circumstances. However, there's only so much that he can do. Money is a major issue in Africa and tends to go towards other things. This especially affects the Volta region in Ghana, where our project is based. Money does not go towards healthcare and basic necessities, leaving these people without a healthy living situation. Finances was another barrier that we came to. We were unsure how we would fund our project, and we took into consideration that drills to build wells would be fairly expensive. We are also considering installing toilets in schools. According to the Kapando 2010 census, only 7% of households in the district have toilets in homes, and 62% in rural areas are using pit latrines. Also, in the rural areas, only 31% of the population has a bathroom for bathing in their own home. Since these percents are so low, we saw a great need for bathrooms. This is another part of our project that would be spendy, and we would need to seek funds for it. Education is the third barrier that we came across. We want the wells to be maintained properly by the locals, and we want them to understand the importance of personal hygiene. This will be a difficult task, especially since the literacy rates are at 58% for the country of Ghana. We need a member of the community to communicate with the village. If strangers are coming in and teaching the people of the lower Lake Volta region, the perception may be off. This brings us to our next barrier, which is culture. Culture barriers include trust and also sanitation habits. In Accra, Ghana, menstruation for women is seen as a curse. During menstruation, the woman is seen as unclean with the ability to poison people around her, especially men. Women are thought to be cursed during the 5 to 8 days that they are on their periods. There are also no health education services happening in that area right now. It is very important to recognize that menstruation is a part of life and that these people in Ghana need to maintain certain healthy sanitation habits.
Our solution to the clean water and sanitation problem will have a greater efficacy than other programs because we will be addressing a large problem, sanitation. We are not merely providing one tool, but multiple tools that will foster dignity and empowerment for those that get involved. We have also carefully planned the type of water, well, and sanitation that would be most beneficial in this region. We have taken into account who will maintain the area and who will administer the education. In other words, our plan is centered on principles of self-reliance. We will enlist local, dependable leaders in the community to follow through with the public work. This will promote feelings of self-reliance and capability. Ghanaian people are very sensitive to direct teaching. They prefer a more indirect way of communication. Having reliable community members be the leaders will teach by example. They will also be aware of the metaphors, stories, and other cultural norms that will help other community members trust and envision changes. They are very community-minded. This, in part, could be one of the reasons the sanitation is so poor there. As a community, they have certain beliefs and traditions that perpetuate myths and stigmas. By employing their own leaders or their own people as leaders in building and maintaining the well and sanitation site, it will help them to see they can move forward together. As far as education goes, there have been programs written and executed in larger cities in Ghana that address these sanitation issues. They, too, have enlisted leaders and teachers that are part of the community, and little by little, change is happening. Women are being empowered and men are respecting that. Our aim is to bring this education and the means to the Volta region, a more rural part where sanitation is still a huge problem. The stigma, usually centered around a woman's menstruation cycle, is detrimental to the whole community. While shameful for the women, men buy into the cultural norms as much or more as women. As we teach and keep young women from missing schools, they will feel empowered and demonstrate to others that they are capable of being strong and dependable every day of the month. This has lasting benefits for future generations. As education is being implemented in other parts of the country, people are getting more comfortable in talking about women's sanitation issues. Certainly, a young woman that is educated in her own sanitary health and taught to feel capable will spill the benefits into the next generation, and so on and so on. Women's sanitation issues are a community's problem because when a young woman is home from school, she is not learning. She is not developing the habits and cultivation of intellectual gifts that she has been endowed with. Any one person, male or female, has the potential to be a strength to her fellow brothers, sisters, future spouse, and children. When a woman's sanitation is low, the community is operating at half capacity. When a woman's sanitation is improved, the whole community thrives.